Becoming a better judge of others' emotions. I can't even begin to tell you how many people are really good judges of their own emotions. They really are. They know themselves inside out. Now, this is awesome and everything, but the problem is they can't quite make the transition from an excellent understanding of themselves to a superb understanding of other people's emotions. There is a disconnect. They're experts when it comes to themselves, but completely clueless when it comes to others. This is not emotional intelligence. If you want to increase your IE, you have to go to the next step, which is to become a better judge of other people's emotions. Logically speaking, if you are a better judge of your own emotions, particularly the objective part, there's really nothing getting in the way of you using that skill set to become a better judge of other people's emotions. How exactly do you improve this EI ability? Expose yourself to cultural expressions. To become a better judge of other people's emotions, look at how people in your larger culture express their emotions. You could start with pictures. Look at many different pictures of people interacting with each other or solo pictures of people looking at the camera. Ask yourself, what are these people feeling? When you see a social scene, what exactly is going on in terms of emotions? Are there any conflicts there? Is somebody cracking a joke? Was there something awkward that just happened? You can also pay attention to movies. Great actors are great precisely because they can emote in a realistic way within a certain cultural context. Be on the lookout for that. Read people's blog posts where they share personal experiences. You can see that when you read a lot, you would notice that the range of emotional expression actually varies from person to person. However, when you look at people that fall within certain cultural ranges, there tends to be a common range of cultural expressions shared by people within that culture. So, look for blog posts written by people who share the same culture as you. While these people are unique individuals and have their own distinct emotional ranges, when you put all those ranges together in one big bar graph, there is that bell curve in the middle that everybody agrees on emotionally. Be on the lookout for that. Finally, look at people's faces that you meet day to day. Look at them in the eye with friendly eyes. Don't stare them down. Try to figure out what they're feeling and try to judge your own impression of what they're feeling. Find any disconnects between your perception and external signals. Don't jump to conclusions. If somebody has furrowed brows, this can mean a lot of things. This means that they may be confused. This can mean that they may be under a lot of stress or pressure. This can also mean that they don't like you and they're uncomfortable around you. There are just so many things that could be going on. However, the worst thing that you can do is to automatically assume the meaning of their facial expression. Try to look at the big picture. Look at the other external signals that they are sending. Just as it is a bad idea to assume that a dog is hostile just because it's barking while its tail is wagging, you can be doing the same with people. Sure, somebody may have their chin lowered and is looking at you with furrowed eyebrows, but they may be smiling, or they may be doing something with their hands or their posture. Look at the big picture. Once you are able to do that, then look for any disconnects between what you perceive their emotions to be and the totality of the external signals that they are sending. Work with a buddy, emotional identification. Get a friend you trust to work with you in terms of emotional identification. Basically, you're going to set up a game with each other. They're going to look at you, and then you're going to guess their emotions. Your goal here is to overcome any disconnect between your perception and other external signals that they're sending. They will tell you whether you are on the money or not. Now, you have to do this with somebody who is not just trying to please you or trying to score points with you. This person has to be brutally honest. At this stage, your goal is simple emotional identification. You just want to identify the emotions that they're feeling. That's all you're trying to achieve. Work with a buddy, interpretation. Share with them your analysis of their emotions. Basically, you identify their emotions above and then you check with them. So, they will tell you right or wrong. Next, you analyze their emotions. You're basically interpreting what they're feeling. They told you that they're angry, so you said, okay, that's correct. I identified what you're sending as an anger signal. Here's my analysis of why you are angry. Check with them to see if it's accurate. This is a good opportunity to get past whatever justifications or excuses you make. What you're doing is, you're inferring from your own experiences with others and with yourself, and then projecting this out to other people. So, you tell them, this is how I analyze that type of emotion because this is what I do with my own anger. You ask and check with them, is this the correct analysis? You'll be surprised that judgments that you've made all day, every day for so long, may well turn out to be wrong. Get ready for that. Be prepared for that possibility. That's how change happens. Remember these qualifications. When doing the exercises above, please understand that you're going to qualify whatever insights you get using the following. Cultural filters. Every culture has certain norms regarding emotional expression. For example, the Japanese are not as emotionally expressive as Brazilians or even Koreans. Understand that, similarly, Scandinavians are definitely less emotionally showy than Italians. Also, filter based on gender. Like it or not, there are certain gender roles that fall into play. This impacts how they express their emotions. Also, understand that people's specific backgrounds can play a role in how they express their emotions and their relationship to their emotions. For example, if you grow up in a household where your parents don't really kiss or hug you or give you any kind of validation except for the verbal kind, you're probably going to express your emotions differently from somebody who grew up in a more expressive family. Background plays a big role in emotional expression, as well as self-analysis. This goes hand in hand with life experiences. Maybe you grew up in a very nurturing and emotionally warm family, but something happened. Maybe your dad left, your parents divorced, your parents had to find work overseas and left you behind. There are just so many types of life experiences that can impact your emotional expression. Finally, you may be an introvert or an extrovert. These have an impact on both your emotional expression and how other people express theirs. Start with yourself and move on to others. Apply these lessons to yourself. Identify and analyze the meaning of your emotional states and then apply it to other people and get objective validation to see if your reading is correct. This doesn't happen overnight. You have to keep at it. The best way to do it is through repeated social interaction. Sure, at first, you're going to be awkward. There are going to be some weird moments, but that's okay. All that means is that you're trying. The more you try, the more you learn. You have to do this because this is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence.